You know, most people read this story of Joseph and his brothers, and they think it's just a story about forgiveness and reconciliation. But there's more to the story than that. In this episode, we are going to see how Joseph's dreams were actually an important part of God's plan. You see, Joseph had two dreams that God gave him that told him of his future glory. But his brothers were so jealous of these dreams that they sold him into slavery. So Joseph goes down to Egypt, works for a while, gets himself into more trouble, ends up in prison. You would think that these dreams are long forgotten, but they're not. Because in prison, Joseph interprets the dreams of the cupbearer and the baker. And he tells them that one of them will be released in 3 days, and the other one will be executed and put to death. And he tells the cupbearer, "Remember me when you're in a good place, when you get that position back in the palace." And the cupbearer totally forgot about Joseph. Can you imagine? Forgets about his buddy who just helped him out of prison. But Joseph didn't forget the dream, because after 13 days, the Pharaoh has a dream, a troubling dream. And no one in all of Egypt can interpret that dream except Joseph. So the cupbearer remembers, oh yeah, there's this guy in prison who interprets dreams. So he gets Joseph out of prison, brings him to Pharaoh. Joseph interprets the dream. Pharaoh is so impressed that he makes Joseph the ruler over all of Egypt. And Joseph, although he was sold into slavery by his brothers, ends up in a place of great honor and glory. And Joseph's story reminds us that our dreams, God's dreams for us, they have a way of coming to pass. Sometimes we have to go through hard times. Sometimes we have to wait a long time. But if we hold on to our dreams, if we believe God for those dreams, then eventually we will see those dreams come to pass. Now, what were Joseph's dreams? Let's look at them right now in Genesis chapter 37. It says that Joseph had 2 dreams. He told them to his family, and they weren't happy about it. In fact, they were angry because Joseph was boasting in his dreams. We can see that sometimes when we talk about our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, people can get irritated. Why? Because deep down inside, they know that they don't have dreams. They don't have anything they're really excited about. They're just going through the motions of life. So Joseph had 2 dreams. The first dream, he dreamed that he was binding sheaves of grain, and his sheaf stood upright. And then all the sheaves around it bowed down to it. And he told this dream to his family, and they were angry. Then he had another dream, and he told them the dream, and they were even angrier. So what were the dreams? Let's take a look. Verse 5. It says, "Then Joseph had another dream, and he told it to his brothers and said, 'Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves in the field, and suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright. Your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to my sheaf.'" Well, what does this mean? What do you think it means? Some people say, well, it's just a dream. Don't pay any attention to it. But Joseph didn't ignore the dream. He didn't try to pretend like it didn't happen. Instead, he held on to the dream, and he believed God for the dream. And we should do the same thing. If God gives us a dream, if God impresses something on our heart, then we should hold on to that dream, and we should believe God for that dream.